Hi. So I want to make a video. I'm just been watching a documentary about race and the way all the housing situation happened in America after the Second World War, and how the government was suggesting that there should be communities of only white people. So in a sense, right, what happened is that they created this whole idea of whiteness, whereas before that, mainly people had much more specific racial groups. They weren't considered white; they were considered like English or Welsh, or German or Polish or French or whatever. The whiteness, because as you move around, the whiteness gradually it changes. There's all different layers of whiteness and levels of whiteness. As you move further south in Europe, people become less white. You look at someone from Scotland, their skin's really white because they don't hardly get any sun, and they're covered up all the time. You go down to, say, the south of France, and people are coffee coloured, because they get much more sun, and that they're. You go into Spain and Italy, it's even more so, and then you go into Portugal, and gradually the further south you get, the more darker skins you get. It's fucking crazy, and they created this whole concept of whiteness. So what I was thinking, right, what to me is interesting, and I want to make this video quite short, is that when the Europeans went over to conquer the sort of Americas, right, the so-called New World, I think people should ask the question: why did everybody want to leave Europe? And you've got to think of what was going on in Europe at this time. This is the time when you had the Spanish Inquisition, all the witch burnings, or people burning witches. This sort of really extreme form of Christianity that wouldn't tolerate anything other than the Catholic religion. And if you was anything other than the Catholic religion, you was considered to be the enemy. If you're not with us, you're against us. So anything, if you wasn't strictly Catholic, you was basically burnt at the stake. Or you wouldn't be allowed to live properly. You would just, they would find ways to make your life really fucking miserable. And this is the church being really fucking horrible. Real total pieces of shit for hundreds of fucking years. That's what the church done. That's what the Catholic Church done. They made people want to leave and go and conquer other places. And so in order to create space, they had to wipe out all these other races, all the Native American races. So they sort of like used biological warfare. They gave them like blankets full of smallpox bacteria and stuff, to sort of make them ill and kill them off. So I'm watching this video and about like race and how the this kind of situation of racism was created in America, and like basically artificially created. And I'm thinking, well, they're not talking about, they're just talking about one tiny little block of history, as if it was separate from all other things, all the rest of history, especially obviously what was going on before that. And what was going on before that is that white people had gone to the Americas to escape like Catholic persecution, and to form their own like light worlds. And they inevitably then cause loads of havoc. They got a different way. It's like a what do they call it? You got those alien species, like when they put rabbits into Australia, and they just took over and they started eating everything. You get these alien species get taken over, and they just destroy and reap havoc in the local sort of ecosystems and cause all kinds of chaos. And that's what white people did in the Americas and Australia and stuff. We were running away from a horror, and we brought that horror with us. Was I going to make this video short, did I say? No, so I think it's interesting. These people, like these black people and white people, talking about what's the video? Anyway, the video that I've been watching is called Race, The Power of an Illusion. It's a documentary. I'm just watching an excerpt it's about half an hour. Yeah, so I'm just thinking there was a whole load of other stuff going on before that. The white people have basically come from Europe, and they've gone there, colonized the place, and then the black people have come over as slaves mainly, and they're working on these various plantations and stuff, growing cotton and sugar and stuff. Mainly, as far as I understand, mainly working for like Jewish people. I'm not 100% sure, but mainly, as far as I understand it, as well as the Jewish and Arab people were bringing the slaves over. It wasn't the white people like who's basically using all these slaves. It wasn't your average white person that had black slaves. It was mainly people that owned, like rich businessmen that were often Jews, who had big plantations that owned large amounts of slaves. So when it comes to slavery being abolished, all these black people, they seemed like secondary citizens. The white people were the original settlers, so to speak, even though they basically are like a load of pirates. But they got used to it. They got used to all the. They got rid of most of the, the Native American people, wiped most of them out, condensed them and confined them to little areas to keep out of their way. So they basically have, taken over the whole area. And so then these black people are like, well, they're like immigrants. They seem like immigrants. They're second-class citizens. The white people couldn't help thinking like that. I mean, but the thing is, they're not looking at their own. They're not looking at their own history, what they've done. They're like parasitical anyway. So they shouldn't really be holding it against these black people for like, why not share? They're all fucking parasites. Yeah. What I don't like about it all, I mean, this is one of the reasons I think about the written word being so terrible, is because the white people come across with the written word, the original native Indians, they had a nice sort of system going, where they had loads of buffalo that they could eat, huge amounts of buffalo, huge herds of buffaloes wandering around, and they all used to like eat the buffaloes, and hunt them, and it would be like a thing that men done on horseback or whatever, and they would go and hunt the buffaloes and had that sort of paleo, pastoral existence, hunter and gatherers, kept the balance of nature. Now they could hunt, they could collect the salmon in the salmon season without loads of pollution. They could dry the meats, you know, for when the buffalo herds had gone, you know, so they could have meat for the winter and stuff or whatever. And they kept the balance of nature, you know, they stayed healthy. There were tribes that typically generally lived till they're into their 80s with a full set of teeth, you know, and hardly ever had any serious health problems. And they typically lived till in their 80s, you know, which is as good as any modern culture nowadays. I mean, the best ones. Most cultures aren't anywhere near as well off as that, you know. They lived really well. And the white people, we've just gone there and just ruined all that. Look at what we are now, you know, like in America, all these fat people, depressed, miserable, you know, addicted to mobile phones and TV and media and greasy fast food. So yeah, I just thought I wanted to think about history, about this sort of history, because these documentaries, I mean, even this video that I'm making here, I'm not going to give, I can't possibly give you all the information to make a proper, like, have a proper understanding. I've been reading all these, like, some interesting books lately, these Carlos Castaneda books, for example, where he talks about the path of the warrior and the man of knowledge is to balance the sense of wonder and the sense of horror and terror that you experience in the universe. It's like, hello viewer. Did I open up the chat? No. No. You won't let me open up the chat. I can't say anything. Oh yeah, here we go. Yes. Yeah, the sense of wonder and terror, you know, balancing them. He says at one point in one of the books that the supreme accomplishment of a man of knowledge or a warrior is to get to an experience of joy. You know, have joy in your life. You know, enjoy. You know, be full of joy. Enjoy, open joy. That's the like supreme accomplishment in a sense of a man of knowledge or a warrior. That's what you need to do. Oh dear. Yeah, and it's quite a task. You've got to be a warrior about it. You know, it's an ongoing process. Some of the things I'm dealing with lately are exercise. You know, doing the right kinds of exercise to keep your body healthy. And I've been finding these exercises that are like really cool. You know, different for different parts of your body. You know, for your upper body, your lower body, your midsection, your brain. You know, your heart, your veins, all kinds of stuff. You know, there's really a load of stuff out there that's like really handy. And when you get your body working more efficiently, and your brain working more efficiently, you feel better, you feel younger. And consequently, this is I just, one of the reasons I got on the internet, because I don't really like technology, but I'm not totally stupid, and I realized that there's an opportunity here to really make a lot of progress and get a lot out of what's going on, because we don't know how long these computers are going to be here, right? Hello, Johnny. Yeah. It's nice to see you, Johnny. It's not too bad, it's warm. What's it like where you are then? One thing that's going on, it's interesting, because this time of year, it's like there's a lot of daylight, and it must be a lot more for where you are in Norway. How many hours of daylight of darkness do you get there? About 2 hours at the moment. We get about 6 hours here of darkness in a night time, but that's not very long. It's not enough to get a proper night's sleep, Oh, well, that's nice. Are you still working? Your job's going okay? Yeah. Excuse me, watchers. I'm just talking to John. He's my friend from Norway. Yeah, so I've been finding out all these different exercises for looking after the body, and it's not just the body that you're looking after, it's the brain as well. And when you look after the brain and the body together, through things like nutrition, various types of exercise, being optimistic and happy, and laughing, I think that's really important. Laughing, having a good time, enjoying the world, making the most out of your life, taking every opportunity to sort of like get the most out of it. And of course you sleep better and stuff, everything seems better. When I do exercise in the morning, it makes such a huge difference. It's just unbelievable. Even though it's painful and it hurts, it's a good pain, and it's like payment. You're paying for a good time, Okay. It's like that. 7 days on, 7 days off. That's okay. My form of work, John, is to make videos. See, you're working is a sort of like for paid work. What I'm doing here is it's like I'm building up a reputation. You see, I know you're doing that as well as a sort of hobby on your channel, but I'm trying to do it more like a profession. I'm building up my reputation, my street cred. So I've got to look good, I've got, it's why you can tell I've got all this makeup on, you see, like a woman. That's why I look so good. Because I have to be on my toes with you, John, because you're a bit funny sometimes. You make me laugh, and I have to I can't make proper videos if I keep laughing. Dear. Anyway, where was I going with this video? Oh, it was about this race video. See, John's distracted me. He's Norwegian. See, he's a different kind of white to me. I'm like English. He's Norwegian. We look similar. We both look white. You black people, you think we all us white people, we all look the same. But we're actually different races. He's like a Viking, right? And I'm more like a sort of I'm like a hobbit. I'm like a slightly overgrown hobbit, out of like Lord of the Rings. But he's like a Viking. you know, like a berserker. See, and the same with black people. It's like they all get lumped together, but there's loads of different black races. They've got completely different histories and cultures and stuff, you know. It's like a bit like dogs. I don't want to compare them to dogs. I'm just talking about any race, white people, black people, whatever. It's like with dogs, you know, they're all dogs. They can all mate mostly together. Oh, hey, Chelsea, nice to see you. Yeah, John. I always thumb your videos up. You should thumb mine up. Or I thumb the ones I watch of yours anyway. I'm entertaining you now. The least you can do is thumb my video up. Thanks, HRC. That's well spotted. And you can you don't have to thumb my video up. I know you know, just you being here is just as good as a thumb up. So yeah, you thanks, Julie. I see you've got a thumb up there. Oh well. You know, I always thumb HRC's videos. You know, he gets loads of thumbs up. You know, he's so much more popular than I am. But that's okay, because I don't really want to be popular. I appreciate you. You are my favorite guys, you two. Well, I don't want to be unreasonable to other people. There's other people that I like on here as well. But you're my main guys. You're like my crew, you know. I'm so glad that you're both here while I'm making this video. Makes a lot of difference to me. It makes my day. It's made my day actually now. I was already having a good day, but you just made it that little bit better, you know. It's like the icing on the cake having you guys here. Ah dear. So I just ad lib a bit. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, you just let me know, and we'll try and go into a discussion about it. I still notice. Yeah. Okay. Ah. Yeah. Well, that's why they thumb up your videos, HRC. I'm sure because they hate you. See, the thing is, everyone loves me. That's why they leave me alone. Leave me in peace, you see. But it's like luck. You know, luck doesn't just happen. You have to create it. You have to make your own luck, you know. Part of me doing that for me is like I have to keep my world small, you know. This is like a little room. I'm inviting you into my room. It's like, you know, like some people, right? And they do these live videos and there's like 50 or 100 people all leaving comments. It's like, that's not really like, you don't want to be in a situation where there's 100 people talking to you, do you? But if it's just the two of you, oh, look, someone else. Oh, hello, Tasfula. Okay. Oh, well, Tasfula is coming along. He's a bit of a prankster, apparently, it seems. So, okay. But anyway, while it was just the three of us, you know, the crew, to me, it's like a nice vibe. It's a nice, cozy vibe, you know. It's not like there's even watchers, you know. You are the watchers. It's like, you know, we're sitting here cozy. Apart from the CIA, no one's really paying any attention, as far as I can tell. So it's like a nice little cozy room, you know, just still sitting there having a drink. I take it you people are having a little drink or something. What are you drinking? What are you guys drinking? I've got some nice strong beers, 8.5%. Okay, well, whilst you come up with some stuff, I'll get back to you guys in a minute. I'm going to finish, carry on with the video about this thing with race. Right, so you've got all these different races in from Africa. They're completely different. You know, they're like whole countries. You know, they've got a wide range of different people and traditions, and it's huge. Africa is a huge place, and it's got so much more history than like modern USA anyway. It's got huge amounts of history, and generally, us people in the West, we don't know much about it. You know, we don't know what's been going on there. Loads of stuff has been happening in. It's all a fucking mystery. We don't know anything. It's all a way. There's all these people out there. They could be having like, you know, they're like unknown species, unknown medicines. People with philosophies and ways of seeing the world that we just wasn't aware of, and if we just was aware of them, it could make our worlds bigger and more comfortable and more satisfying and enjoyable, you know. People from all different cultures. I think, looking at the color of people's skin is as if they was like, you know, the darker someone's skin, the more unevolved they are, or the light, because black people will say the same thing, but the opposite. You know, they'll say that the more light skin you are, the more less human you are. Okay, I'm going to get back to you guys in a minute. Yeah. Oh, good. HRC. I've got some kind of like stuff. What sort of weed have you got then, HRC? It's all got names now, hasn't it? And I mean, people have been talking to me about things like this stuff called blueberry and what are the other ones? Oh, fuck. There's loads of different names, isn't there? Diesel and Star Dog. That Star Dog was like a sativa strain. I tried some of that with Datura and Belladonna. That was really nice. Put me on like a sort of nootropic level. Yeah. Yeah. I always forget what they're called, you know. It's like it's too much hassle to remember, isn't it? I always go by smell. I just give them a smell and I think, well, yeah, that smells good. I like that one, you know. No, not seeds. I've just got some datura here, some leaves that I smoke. I might actually smoke some now. These are a bit moldy though. You know, I got these through eBay, but they came through. They were a bit moldy. I tried to rescue some of them. They seem to be okay, but I'm not happy about smoking lots of it. Not that I want to smoke lots of it anyway, but I haven't smoked any for a couple of days. I'll smoke some now, and so you can see how they don't affect me much. They're just a bit like alcohol, really. That's what I think. Just the leaves. Oh dear. That's a terrible thing about. This was going to be a short video. I meant to make a short video. I just sort of like I've had a few beers. I'm having a smoke, and it's like, well, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, innit? I'm enjoying myself. That's the main thing. It's nice to see you guys on here and you know, have a little chat on that. Okay. I got this stuff like it's like a oil from some sort of plant, and I just like squeeze a bit on there on the Rizzler paper, you know, and then sometimes I put it in my coffee, you know, like my bulletproof coffee. I'll just squeeze a bit in there as well, just give it a good blend, you know. That's really nice in the morning. Or tea as well. I've got some nice tea, some pu'er tea. So I put a bit of unpasteurized butter in there, just a little squirt of this oil, and that's really nice. Just in the morning, keep me going for a few hours, you know. Makes me not want to. I don't feel like drinking alcohol, you know, or smoking so much. You know, I feel much more relaxed, and it's nice, you know. So yeah, I started getting. I got this Datura. Was it about a year ago now? I suppose. Let me just think. Yeah, 9 or 10 months ago, around this time last year, I think I first got it. I made a video when actually there's a video on somewhere on there of me when I first got it through. I got it through the post and I smoked it on video straight away. So you saw me first smoke it. Yeah, it seemed nice. It's a power plant. Don Juan uses it in these Carlos Castaneda books. These you probably can't see them read them now. Carlos Castaneda and stuff. He uses Datura and peyote and magic mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, and you know, I've tried all of those things. Not so much the peyote, but magic mushrooms and Datura I've tried quite a lot. Yeah, because I'm stupid, you see. This is what in the Carlos Castaneda books he says: people that need Datura and psilocybin mushrooms are generally it's because they're stupid. They're dumb. You know, they don't know how to pay attention to what's going on around them. So that's why they need these power drugs, power plants. Datura leaves are they've got loads of uses. Then you better check them out. You know, go and do some research. I've already talked about it loads of times. Do the research. There's loads of benefits. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You know, they give you wood. They're good for your heart. They help you sleep. Pregnant women use them when they were giving birth to sort of ease the pain. They're a deliriant. They're one of the most strongest painkillers known to man. But if you smoke too much, you can go like into another world, and you probably won't remember what happened, and it can go on for quite a long time. And I certainly wouldn't recommend smoking them, a lot of them, unless you really knew what you was doing, and you certainly don't. So don't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, devil's trumpet flower. Oh, I nearly ordered some mugwort tea. I'd really like to try that. There's a few different teas. There's loads of stuff. Oh, that's another thing I was going to mention about. Oh, and can everyone thumb up my video, please? I've only got one thumb up here. I've had 3 people watching. Oh well, it's up to you. I mean, what does it cost you anything? As I'm answering your questions. Oh no, it's horrible. The Datura trip was like it was just going into a weird, trippy world where you can't really connect with people. You know, you don't really, you feel just out of sorts. It's like being ill but without the sickness, sort of thing. You know, you know, like sometimes when you get really ill and feverish, it's like being in a fever but without the sort of temperature. That kind of thing. You know, it's not recommended. It's not fun at all. You know. They use it as a rape drug. You know, the drug from Datura, scopolamine. They use it to sort of, because it just makes people so they can't they have no real connection to reality, and they become very suggestible. It's dangerous. You know, in large amounts, it's a dangerous drug. If you're just smoking a very small amount, like, oh, I didn't put any in here. I forgot to put any in. Oh well. Anyway, I do smoke small amounts quite often, and it's like a bit like alcohol. Like alcohol, like the sensible way to use alcohol is just to use a small amount now and again, right? So it's the same principle with Datura. If you drink like 2 bottles of whiskey, you're going to be totally paralytic, and you know you'll be like vulnerable, right? To say the least. It could even kill you. It's the same principle with Datura. You know, you've got to use it carefully. If you're going to use it in very small amounts to smoke, and you should be fine. But think of it like alcohol. The more you smoke, the more dangerous it's going to be, right? It's quite simple, really. Just have to be responsible with it. But the reason I smoke it is because whereas alcohol has not got very many benefits, in terms of like medical benefits, Datura has got a considerable amount. You know, it's got a load of good stuff. Yeah. There's what I use is stramonium. There's quite a lot of different Datura plants. Carlos Castaneda, he used Datura inoxia, which is obviously a much one that gets you more sort of messed up, you know. Stramonium is quite relaxing. Stramonium is used for asthma. They used to put it in asthma cigarettes with other herbs and that, coltsfoot and stuff. Okay, this has turned into a bit of a ramble. I think I'm going to cut this video down now, so I'm going to stop it. Anyway, thanks for your comments and questions, you guys. Thanks for watching. Please thumb up, because it's sort of like, you know, these thumbs up eventually they do count for something, you know, and I do appreciate them. Thanks. Bye.